The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by MetroNet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Central Kentucky Pressure Washing. Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. And by Mel's Barbershop, established 2019. Walk-ins welcome. Visit them 102 St. George Street in Richmond. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms.
All right, welcome back. We are joined once again by our old friend A.W. Hamilton.
Nice shirt.
Thanks
nice
for
shirt.
Well, you gave it to me, so, and you do have your camps coming up, so we do want to talk about that here in a minute. But man, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. It's crazy that it's May, and we're talking about basketball, but there's like no off season anymore, is there? I mean, especially for you coaches and stuff.
No, there's not.
Crazy.
And in the transfer portal and the new dynamics, it's made it a little different. But I love our class. And I love the guys we got coming back. We really look forward to next year.
Yeah. Well, before we get into any of that, I do think we should start off by talking about, you got to speak at graduation the other day, and you had three of your young men got to get their degrees, and Iron Bennett, Cooper Robb, and Jamaro Brown, so it had to be pretty cool for you.
Listen, that's the thing that we tell them when they come in. The most important thing is getting your college degree. 5% of the whole world got a college degree, and if you get that, it's like getting a piece of gold. So I'm really proud of all three of those guys. Here, I got something for you, Nathan. So Iron Bennett is going to be a graduate assistant for us next year. I know you and I have kind of talked offline about that.
Yeah. Really, you talked about it on Vince's show the other day.
That's right.
Yeah,
I'm really
Sports
excited.
Show podcast. Yeah. Give a plug to Vince there.
I love Vince too, but I'm so excited about him having an opportunity to be part of our staff. I hate how his career ended. His knees were so bad that we couldn't continue. It wasn't the safe thing to do. But he's going to get his master's degree with us. He's going to be on our staff, and I'm fired up about that. Yeah,
because he's basically medically DQ'd at this point.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. It's unfortunate, but great to keep him around. And when did he get his degree in? Do you remember what his?
Communications.
Communications.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And Cooper's already got a degree. Cooper's
gonna have 3 or 4 degrees by the time he's done. He's still got another year to play with us.
Yeah.
Listen, Cooper Robb, and you and I talked about this all the time. He is probably the toughest kid I've ever coached. You know, when we played at Jacksonville, he tore his shoulder up and played the rest of the year. I think 7 games with his shoulder torn up. End up having to have surgery. He's gonna be out for 4 months, but for him to be able to play through something like that, and you would have never known that. I mean, we talk about being first to the floor. I mean, that kid would dive on every loose ball. I mean, he'd dive into the benches and over bleachers, whatever it took, But, God, I love that kid.
Yeah, and Jamaro was a kid, obviously, who was transferring off to Coastal Carolina, but still awesome to see him get his degree and have that moment out there.
Absolutely, and you and I talked at the end of the year, I think, after the Bellarmine game. I'm so proud of him. You know, he was one of our first recruits that we got when I got here. Ends up being 17th all-time in scoring. I think he ends up being 7th all-time in steals, and had a really impactful career for us.
Yeah. So good for him. Wish him the best of luck. It's kind of I thought it was interesting when he said that. The first thing I thought was that's where President Benson is, former EKU president. Yeah. So a lot of things come full circle in life. So that's kind of interesting. But man, there has been, speaking of Jamaro leaving and some other guys leaving, there's been so much turnover. You joked before when you got here, you had to bring notes in with you here to see who's still here and who's gone. But you do have a lot of recruiting news to report on since last time we talked to you, and it's kind of a mix of high school kids and you have gotten some transfers, so you kind of gone both routes, and we even one kid we can't talk about as well. But I guess you've kind of done a little bit of both. You have a really good high school class coming in, and you went into the portal as well.
Yeah, I love our high school guys. I'm going to start off talking about these guys. You know, we can talk about Turner. He's the first incoming Mr. Basketball since Irvin Stepp. I think that was 1980. And Turner had a phenomenal year. He shot 95% from the free throw line, Nathan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty damn good. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but that's really good.
It's YouTube. It's okay.
And then Tayshawn Comer, he's the player of the year in the city of Indianapolis. He's one of the top 5 players out of Indiana. He led his team to a state championship. ESPN's got him I think the number 41st or 42nd best point guard in the country. And then Leland Walker, our other high school kid, is the highest incoming recruit highest ranked incoming recruit in program history.
Yeah, first ever 4-star.
First ever 4-star. So I'm fired up about Leland. And, what we needed to do, we needed to get more playmakers. When we lost Braxton, that we put a lot of pressure, on our shooters to create shots. We need more guys who can make plays off the bounce. So we added that with these guys. I'm really excited about them.
Yeah, all three of those guys can play the point or do other things as well, kind of.
Yeah, and you know how we play. I'll play them all at once.
Yeah.
Everybody's asking me, how are you going to play all these point guards? I'm going to play them all. Play them all together.
Yeah. Well, Turner can shoot the lights out.
Yeah.
So really, I'm sure he'd love to get an opportunity to put up about 10 threes a game. Who wouldn't?
So I'm watching Turner in the region tournament. Nathan, I love this kid. So he hits like 2 threes in a row, and I'm thinking to myself, God, next year I got to get him that mentality where as soon as he crosses half court, if he's on fire like that, just let it go. Yeah. And sure enough, next possession he did that. And he hit it, and I was like, that's my guy, That's my type of guy right there.
Yeah, and you guys have had him committed for forever.
Yeah, we have. He's a special kid. He's dying to be here, and we absolutely love him. He's got a chip on his shoulder. I mean, just think about this kid just won Mr. Basketball. What an honor. We had a chance to go watch the ceremony. It was a pretty special moment.
Yeah, and just a gym rat. I mean, he's just in there every day, every second he
Loves
can get
to play.
I think Coach Newton down at Southern told me he came into town for something, and he was like, "Hey man, can you let me in the gym?" And he was like, it was like 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning or something. And he's like, "Really?" Like, okay. And so they went over and let him in, and he's just putting up shots on his own.
That's him.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk about you just got some other transfers as well. So I'll let you dive right into wherever you want to start off at.
So right now, our class, we're ranked 67th in the country. Our staff has done a really good job identifying, and we've got the right people coming in. I look at our transfers, Darden Compete from FAU. He gives us size, and we needed to add more depth in our front court. When we lose Iron, you lose Tyreek, and you lose Jansen. We had to add some more depth there, and Darden's going to be tremendous for us. I love our JUCO kid we got, John. From McCombs. I think he's 52 in the country in JUCO top 100. He's 6'6", he can do it all. When I watched him, Nathan, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm telling my assistant, Mike Allen, I said, we have to get this kid. I'm watching him, I'm like, oh my goodness. I started thinking about Lachlan Anderson, and just a guy that's a great runner, can block shots, he's active, he's got an unbelievable motor. So really excited about John, and then Taylon Martin, our other junior college player. I think he's number 35 in the top 100 in the JUCO report. And out of high school, he was a top 100 recruit. He was a 4-star. He got, his path ended up being, getting knocked off his path a little bit, ended up in a junior college, but, had a tremendous year. And I'm excited about Taylon because he's another guy that is great in transition, but he can make plays for other people. So we added a lot of playmakers in this class.
Yeah, and you probably have 2 spots left?
We got 2 spots left.
Okay. And you got the one we can't talk about, the one I can talk about but you can't talk about?
I can't. Is
that one of the 2 though?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you have 2 spots left, and you can just pretend you didn't hear this, but former Madison Central standout Isaiah Cozart has said on social media he has committed to Eastern. You can't say anything about that. You didn't hear that, but that's what he has put on social media, and so that's we are hopeful that will happen. That is not official yet, but he has tweeted that, and so that will be one of the 2 possibly. So you're still looking for, you still have, Yeah. I mean, it's kind of what. Yeah, I mean, you got one left there. Kind of what do you guys looking for?
I think we got to get somebody who can make shots. We may not shoot the ball as well as we did last year, so I would love to add somebody that can really make shots. But then I think about our team. We got Cooper back, we got Michael. Tay Blanton really had a great spring. DJ had a great spring. Our boy Wardy's up to about 225. You're not even going to recognize him. I mean, he looks like a different person. Wow. So I love the group we got coming back.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, it's for you coaches. I can't imagine what this is like these days. I mean, it's constant. I mean, we don't want to get too much into into some of this stuff at the transfer portal. I mean, I know one of the young men who left in the transfer portal, and we won't say who, but it kind of took you by surprise, and others you were expecting. And so, I mean, it's just it's like day to day. I would almost think sometimes.
This is just what it is now.
Yeah.
And we've got a group that the thing I'm most excited about this group that we're going to be Eastern Kentucky for a year. These guys are going to live in the present. They're going to live in the moment, and we're going to become the best versions of ourselves. And I talk to our team about this all the time. We just got to win the weight. You know, we can't play till November 7th, but everything we do to every single day is going to impact us winning. And all 13, 14 guys just being connected. So I'm really excited about this group.
Yeah. First trip around the A-Sun, kind of, what was your impression of the league?
A great league. I was really impressed with the coaches. Obviously we struggled. We struggled, for a lot of different reasons. So it left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. So we're excited about the opportunity to play in the league again next year.
Yeah, well, you guys, like we said, it's never, the off season's never over. June, July, you got your camps coming up. It's turned into a big annual event both here in Richmond and in Georgetown, big crowd. So tell us about that.
I can't wait for camp. I love camp. I'm the biggest camp guy in the world. And Kirkland Humphreys is doing a phenomenal job organizing camp for us this year. He's done a great. I brought 3 campers with me. They're over there right there.
We're going to bring them over here in a minute.
Yeah.
So.
But, we love camp. It's easy to get information on camp. All you got to do is go to bigtime.camp. That's it. Go to bigtime.camp. You can get all the information you want. But it's like this flyer says, it's more than the camp. It's an experience. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, and you get 4 days, right?
I think we're doing 5.
Is it 5? Oh, yeah, 5 days.
5
days at each, and it's, it's like I said, it's a lot of fun. I've been in there.
We need you back this year.
But you guys are always got them going, though.
No, it's a blast. It's more than a camp. It's an experience. I really believe that. And our thing is, see, basketball camp to me when I was a kid, Nathan, I fell in love with the game. And that's what I want to give these kids. I want them to love being at basketball camp. I want them to see how much fun playing basketball is, being on a team, being coached, and all that is. So, I try to give them that experience that I got when I was a kid. I went to Kyle Macy's camp, Jim Reed's camp, Happy Osborne's camp, Billy Hicks's camp, Don Lane's camp. All those camps, changed my life. And so I want to give all these kids that same experience that I got.
Yeah, 2 sessions both here in Richmond and in Georgetown. So,
yeah.
And obviously that's got to always be special for you to have the camps up there as well.
It is. We've been doing camp there, gosh, Nate, I think this is probably 12, 13 years now.
Yeah.
And it's been really cool. Just giving back as much as I possibly can. And, and then we get our players involved with camp. Like you should see Michael Marino and Iron and these guys work camp. I mean, it's pretty special.
Yeah, no, I was. I think that's how. Honestly, I think that's how you got the job. And I think I got your number from a guy named Ryan Albus up in Georgetown, and he knew you from the camps. He's like, I got his number if you want his number. So I was like, okay, I'll give him a call. I don't know if I should say that with EKU. EKU people might get mad at me if we went around them or whatever. But he hooked me up with your number. You did clear it with them though, because you were like, I got to call you back, but I can't talk to you until it's okay.
We do it the right way.
But no, you made a big impact on that community up there, and everybody knows who you are. And
they made a huge impact on me.
And they have the guy who's the current sports editor up there. He talks about you all the time on social media and stuff.
Cal does it. He does a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
He wrote a great piece about the Scott County connection that we have at EKU, and I got Blake Harris here, who's one of our managers, and then we got all the Scott County guys, and it's pretty special.
Yeah. You want to bring up some special guests here?
Yeah.
Here,
Charlie, Andy, Arch, come here. Come here. Come over here.
You guys all
come on.
They can sit on the stair. I'll stand back here.
All right.
We're all about special guests on this show.
Look at the here, Andy, you sit in this stool right there.
Come on over here. I'll stand in the back.
Yeah. These are 3 of my campers right here. 3. You guys want to talk about camp real quick? No. You love camp though. So all right, so my wife has a cheer camp. This is gonna be the ultimate test right here. Oh, nice. My wife has a cheer camp the same week as basketball camp. Oh. What camp are you going to?
Oh.
Yeah. Ah.
There you go.
I'm sorry, Chelsea.
Oh. Wow. We might have started a little feud here. When this comes out tonight, you're going to be in trouble.
I'm going to be in trouble. That's all right, though.
You see where the kids' focus is. Of course, on the phone.
She's looking up the camp.
Yeah,
she's looking up camp.
Bigtime.camp.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah. She's texting her friends about camp right now.
All right. Well, thanks, guys, for coming in, and we'll look forward to coming over there as always. And
thank you.
Like I said, it's always a lot of fun. I remember the very last day of camp last year. I went over there, and you brought them all out front to do the big group picture. And I'm like, my gosh, it was like we couldn't get back far enough to get all those kids. And I mean, there were so many kids. It was great. But you guys do make it a lot of fun, though. It's obviously camp needs to be informative too. But you guys were always doing little games and all kinds of fun stuff. So
it's more than a camp; it's an experience.
Yeah, that's a quote from a parent.
Yeah.
That's a direct quote from a parent. So, well, thank you guys for being here.
Thank you. What do you say, guys?
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Wave bye to everybody.
Say bye. Say bye.
Sorry, Chelsea.
Look at me.
Thank you so much.
All right. We'll be right back with Nate Turner in just a minute.